Which brings me to the issue of the Chibok girls. You were one of the conveners of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign. It's been 2 years since that unfortunate abduction. I know you're still holding out hope that these girls will be found. How realistic is that hope?
It is very realistic hope in the sense that we have no counterfactual evidence on the basis of which to stop hoping. So to that effect, we're right to hold on to hope. We believe that our girls are alive and that they are somewhere, and that it requires the best of intelligence and the best of decision-making, focused decision-making that analyzes all the risks involved in their rescue in order to determine which is the lowest risk option. All the options are risky in circumstances like this. So it's the list of the risky options that you're faced with that you would need to use. But we hold on to that hope because we kind of feel that it would be historically tragic for a country that could have rescued 219 identified young women who went to get educated and then were abducted, that it would be historical tragic for them to be abandoned. For those girls to be abandoned, it would be the kind of tragedy that countries don't recover from. Because it would be a statement that a country called Nigeria had no respect for the dignity of life of our children. Children that answered the call to be educated. You know, every time I think of the fact that we spend so much time encouraging young women to go to school, and then I remember the fact that our Chibok girls answered that call. And many people think it's okay to just move on and accept it as one of the things that happened without trying. I said to myself, no, some of us have to be determined to hope. We must hope, because hope maketh not ashamed. That's what my Bible tells me. So we hold on to that hope. It's inexhaustible. Our girls will come back.
You have stayed in touch with parents of those girls. How does it feel when you meet the parents who look up to you for a solution, and you know that all you can really offer them is a kind word?
It breaks me down. I mean, like, most of the times I don't break down in their presence. I don't.
Someone has to be strong.
Yes, you know, because I'm holding fathers who are crying like babies. It's not a good sight. You know, I mean, I ask our women to train our sons to cry. It's okay, it's normal. But frankly speaking, when you see this kind of a very man just crying, a cry of agony, because there's nothing to tell them what has happened to their daughters. You know, it just goes straight to the deep recess of your emotions. So I stay strong in saying, don't worry, we're just going to keep standing, we're going to keep demanding, we're never going to give up on our girls, and you know, the government has the responsibility and it must discharge it, we will stand with you. And I do all of that, and then I get home and I just start crying. And so my husband then becomes the one who is holding me and saying, baby, you know, it will be well. Just keep holding on. the faith that you have, the conviction that you have, the strength that you've shown is important for everyone. So just keep at it. And, you know, it's okay that you can cry here, but, you know, just cry and wipe your tears. So it's tough to be able to hold out that hope. But, you know, what I've also found is that even as they cry, there's a certain dignity that these parents have shown. You know, it's amazing. They have been dignified in pain. And, you know, and I don't know that many people would be as dignified as these Chibok people have been so far. They've been so...
If they were in
their shoes. I mean, think of it. This is a community that's been so brutalized by what has come against it. Not only did they lose those 219 girls that went to school to Boko Haram, but their pain was being mocked, being doubted, being insulted and abused. They lacked the kind of empathy that they should naturally receive from the whole of our society, because certain segments of our society actually saw them as villains. And it was unbelievable. So I saw the entire thing with, you know, some of these parents. They would cry a cry of agony that, how can my fellow Nigerians say that my daughter is a scam? Do they know what that means? My daughter went to school. Are they saying that I sat down and said my daughter should be taken by Boko Haram? You know, so they go through those moments, and we have to hold them. So, you know, so it can be tough. But all in all, the reason that I hold on and have not given up is also that I made a vow to those parents in the early days of the advocacy. You know, when they saw that I had come out with a whole lot of these other wonderful ladies to stand for their daughters, they immediately recognized me, and some of them held to me and said, please tell us that you will never stop asking for our daughters until our daughters come back. And I said, I will never stop. I gave my word. I was brought up never to go back on my word. That's part of why I'm standing, never giving up on those girls.
Mrs. Oby Ezekwesili, we thank you for your time. And we thank you for watching. Please join us next time when the program returns. But between now and then, let's continue our conversation online at channelstv.com. Follow me on Twitter at MoreDailySY and tweet me your thoughts on my conversation with Mrs. Oby Ezekwesili. Thank you again for watching. See you next time.